What's up, good people of Earth? You are a lovely soul for clicking this video. Much blessings to you, man. Straight out of Africa with the good vibes, love, peace, forgiveness, and honesty as our message to the world. Watch these videos carefully till the end and leave your comments. You are respected and loved. Tell us where you're watching from, man. You are a wonderful, wonderful human. Much love to you. Let's dive in.
In 1984, magician David Copperfield performed an astonishing magic trick that has puzzled the world for over 30 years. He appeared to fly over the 16,000-meter-wide Colorado Grand Canyon without any visible support, captivating a global audience. To commemorate this historic moment, a helicopter was brought in to capture the entire performance on video. As we revisit the process of flying across the Grand Canyon, we see David seated at a table, defying gravity as his body levitates into the air. Did he possess superhuman abilities? He passed through one stone arch, proving that there were no wires or tricks involved. He was truly flying. Then, he passed through a second stone arch. David accelerated forward while maintaining a seated, cross-legged position, his speed increasing as he approached the canyon's 2,000-meter deep abyss. He showed no fear. After a while, David successfully passed through the arch on the opposite side, reaching his designated location. When the video was released, it quickly made headlines in major newspapers. Many doubted its authenticity, suspecting post-production special effects. However, it was later confirmed that the technology of the time couldn't have achieved such results. To this day, no one has provided a perfect explanation or tutorial for this remarkable magic trick. Do you happen to know how David Copperfield accomplished it?
Alright, so we spoke about unfinished sarcophagus. This is a perfect example of an actual sarcophagus that isn't finished. So we can see here it still has all the grid system on it where the art was being placed. This is very typical of how Egyptians created their art, to always make sure that it was symmetrical and uniform throughout all their things. But what's more interesting is the bottom part here. I've said before that they worked on different stages at different times. You can see here it's all rough and unfinished, and that's what you would expect to see on the other one, the people call the unfinished. It would look like this if it was unfinished, but as I said, it isn't. And you can even see it goes round all the way here. They've created the line of where they are going to create the cut eventually, but you can see the bottom part is very rough, very unfinished, and this is an unfinished sarcophagus. This is a very good example of an unfinished sarcophagus, in fact.
It's very common to confuse angle and angel. Let me explain how to always tell the difference. Both of these words start with A-N-G, A-N-G. But what do you put after it? Well, the first thing you have to know is G makes two sounds. It can say G, like game, gone, and gum. And it can make the J sound, like gem, ginger, and gymnasium. And the reason is because of the vowel after it. So if we want to say angel, we have to put G-E. That makes the G say the J sound. And that leaves ang-g-g-g-gul with the G-L-E. That keeps the G saying G. I hope this gives you an angle on how to spell angel.
We know that symbol, don't we? And I want to talk about that for just a minute, because symbols matter, and we need to clean up our houses. We've let symbols into our homes that allow evil into our homes sometimes. I had a preacher tell me the story I'm sharing with me today. He's a preacher of a large church of over 5,000 members. He called me into his office and he sat down with me and he said, "Steve, I want to tell you a story of what happened to me many years ago when I was young that illustrates why I love what you're doing and appreciate your ministry." And I said, "Okay, let's hear it." He said, "My dad was a Green Beret and a very strong Christian. And I became a Christian when I was only 9. And we had family prayer time together each day at the end of the day at the dinner table. That's where we talked about who needed prayer. We prayed for people who had cancer or had a health issue or other concerns our family was worried about. That was our prayer time at the dinner table. So one evening, we sat down for dinner. I was 9, had recently become a Christian. And Dad said, one of the things on our prayer list today I'm going to add is that I sense an evil presence in our home. My friend, the preacher, said, I was 9. I didn't know what he was talking about. But we prayed about it. The next day, the dad said, the evil presence is still here. So we're leaving that on the prayer list for today. Okay, he didn't know what he was talking about. Third day, same thing. Fourth day, my friend comes home from school and he's on his bed in his bedroom doing his homework. And his dad comes in and sits down on the bed with him, the Green Beret. And he says, son, how was school today? And my friend said, great, Dad. He said, well, that's good. He said, son, what's this on your shelf up here in your room on the bookshelf? And my buddy said, well, on my shelf was a jet, an F-16. He said, Dad, my friend Billy likes to buy these model kits and glue the pieces together into a different kind of airplanes. And that's an F-16. And he gave it to me. Billy gave me that. He was really proud of it. And his dad said, well, that's great. What's this? What are these symbols on the side? What's this symbol here? So they got up and went and looked at it. And my friend said, well, that's an Army symbol and Navy, Air Force, and Marines. And his dad, the Green Beret, said, yes, I know, son, but what is this symbol? He looked at it and said, I don't know, Dad. And it was this symbol here, the Playboy bunny. And the dad said, well, son, I know what that symbol means. And it represents a group who's trying to break apart Christian homes and pull people away from God. And the fact that we're displaying that symbol in our homes tells people we endorse what they're doing. And my friend said, I was 9. All I could think about was, he's going to take my jet. But the dad, in all his wisdom, said, son, I'll tell you what let's do. Let's take that jet down and outside, and I'm going to give you my pocket knife, and we're going to scratch that symbol off of that jet. And I'm going to take you to the dime store and let you pick out any sticker you want, and I'll buy you that sticker, and we'll bring it home and replace that sticker you got there with one you buy. Would that be okay? My friend said, yeah, Dad, that way I get to keep my jet. He said, Steve, I never forgot that. And many years ago, before I ever met you, the first thing I did when I moved to this city and became the pastor of this church of 5,000 plus members was I had stakes with Bible verses. I put them around my property. And 3 years ago, before I met you, I bought a new house and moved. And the first thing I did was to stake it out. He said, Steve, symbols matter. Thank you for what you're doing. Keep it up. And I'll say that to you. Symbols matter. Clean up your house and keep praying. Love you.
You know what the range is on a nuclear submarine?
That's insane.
It's unlimited. It's unlimited. They can go forever.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
A good science experiment, so check this out. This guy swabbed the cart from Target when it was dirty. He then grabbed the standard wipes that we all see when we walk in, wiped it down really good, and then he swabbed it again. He went back to the lab and he placed on agar plates the dirty versus the clean and probably incubated it for a couple of days. And what do you think he found? I don't know. The dirty one was full of disgusting bacteria, while the non-dirty or the clean one, what did it look like? No bacteria. Can you imagine an escalator handle? Wipe your handles.
Honey?
Honey, yeah, honey. Mix it up, ferment it 1 week. Oh, very hard. Oh, super hard. This cornstarch. Cornstarch. Make a hole. One more time. Stretching, stretching, little by little, become 16,000 strings. 16,000 strings. All handmade traditional cookies. 16,000. Stretching, stretching, stretching. 1, 2, double, 4, double, 8, double, 16, 32, 64, 128, 256, 512, 1000, plain noodle.
Ooh.
Not yet, baby. Keep going. 2,000, 4,000, 8,000. Last 16,000. Things like here.
Wow.
Come here. Make a cookie, 3 flavor. Almond, chocolate, peanut. Inside, almond and black sesame Oreo chip. Rolling. Finish, I applaud you.
Man, that was very interesting. In this experiment, a man turns a 20,000 watts light bulb. Wait for it. 20,000 watt light bulb. This must be very bright. Let's see how it works. But it's a filament bulb. Now this is even more interesting. But for it to produce so many watts, I think it should be a filament. What do you think? Please share your thoughts about this. To the electricians watching out there, or the aficionados of electricity and this stuff, please share your thoughts about it. What? Look at this bulb, man. Oh my god, it's so bright. What? Looks like this guy just put the sun in his house. Oh my god. Yo, this must be very bright. How did you make that bulb? Oh, it must be very energy consuming. What do you think about this bulb, you guys? This is very interesting.
How
So
do the
you must
ancient
are very
Egyptians
creative.
light up their workspaces inside deep, dark tombs? So there are two theories. The first theory, which I quite like, is the idea of natural light. The ancient Egyptians always built everything in straight lines and right angles. And is this a coincidence, or was there a design purpose behind it? I'm in one of the tombs in Valley of the Nobles, and this is all natural light, with the help of my glamorous assistant you see here. He is using reflective material lighting. He places one outside facing the sun, and then he stands inside and directs the light into the tomb for me. And he is not using mirrors, he's simply using 2 sheets of tinfoil on wood. But some people argue that this theory wouldn't have worked with the ancient Egyptians, as their reflective material was primarily copper, and copper wouldn't have reflected enough light to create this. But I think it depends on how well polished it was. The other theory, of course, is lights from flames. But within the tombs we find very little smoke residue to support this theory, meaning they would have had to use some kind of smokeless flame. So what do you think?
My dog is a very strange combination of 2 very different breeds of dogs. And we get a lot of looks when we take her for walks, and people ask a lot of questions because she's really
Vincent?
Excuse me, please, we're poor. Please, we have to buy you food. Please, take this.
What?
Okay, he's like a 10, but his eyebrows are just like little dots on his head.
That even the Bible says the smell of the blood of the death of all of God's witnesses go up to his nose, and the stench of the blood of these people. Blood, blood, blood. Rome founded Paris, Rome founded London. They are Roman corporations. London, the city of the Lord. El, the sun or Saturn. Paris, for Isis. And what do you find in the center of Paris? Well, you find the Notre Dame. Who's the Notre Dame? Well, that's Isis. When good old Babylon was destroyed, the priesthood, you know those cardinals, those guys dressed in red? Yeah, Babylon. That's why the whole thing's called Babylon the Great. Get out of her, my people, if you do not want to share with her in her sins. It's a system of shit served up as freedom for you. Just get a birth certificate and join the corporation and get on the citizenship. What they've done is they've put you on their ship and you think you've got rights because you're on the land. You've got no rights, which are creator given. The creator, the cause, the Ein Sof, the Anama, the no-named one. If you name it, it's not them. It's not that one. You come from there. The cause, it's unconditioned consciousness. You are unconditioned consciousness. Blissful, that's your true nature. So why are you suffering? Why are you sick? because of this system.
The truth is hidden in plain sight, and this is how they hide everything. If you are looking for the knowledge that has been hidden from us, that explains how actually powerful you are. If you want to know what you are and where you are, this ebook will literally unveil that for you. And ye shall know the truth, and truth shall set you free.
Jess was at the movies when her dog camera catches this. A dog bunny gets pushed aggressively. Let's see what this camera caught. Ha! Oh, you see, animals are very interesting. Wait for it. Proof at the end. Let's see what's happening. Oh, what? Wait a minute. Who pushed the dog like that? Bunny's ears start to pin back. Ha! Are these ghosts or what? Oh my, ooh, what's up? Huh? What? Wait a minute, what is that thing? Ha! Oh man, what is happening here now? Who pushed the dog and it seems like there is no one there? Yo, guys.
Many people talk about the idea of creating your reality. You don't really create it. It already exists. Many people talk about the idea of attracting the reality you prefer. You don't really attract it because there is nowhere out there to attract it from. There is no outside. That's an illusion. It's not that you're creating the reality. It's not that you're attracting the reality. What you are creating is the experience in your consciousness that is most reflective of the vibration on which you exist. That's what you're creating, the experience. Reality is experience. There is no empirical reality outside of you. It's all within your consciousness. But you can create the appearance. You can create the experience of physical space-time. You can create the experience of an outside so that you can play a game of investing yourself with new knowledge about yourself by creating perspectives that otherwise could not be created without that format. But it's all taking place within your consciousness. And it's all just a matter of perspective. That's all it is. So when people talk about creating their reality, yes, in a way you are. When people talk about attracting the reality they prefer, yes, in a way you do. But it's already here, all here, right now within you. So what you're actually creating with your vibrational changes is the experience. And that's the reality. That's the reality. It's not so much what happens. It's how you respond to what happens that determines the vibratory frequency that determines your experience of reality. That's all it takes. You're already here. You're already now. There is nothing really you have to learn how to create. Nothing really you have to learn how to attract. All you need to learn is how to allow the experience to happen that is most reflective of the vibratory signature you're giving off, and then respond to it in a way that is reflective of the kind of being you prefer to be. That's all it takes to have an unlimited experience of synchronistic reality in ecstasy, excitement, joy, unconditional love. That's all it takes, is the willingness and the allowance to let it occur, to let it reflect the true you. But we understand how many of you were raised on your planet, and we understand the definitions and belief systems that you were raised to buy into, and we understand that what you go through is part and parcel of the process of getting in touch with what those beliefs and definitions are, so that in doing so, you can then decide whether those definitions work for you or not, whether those definitions are in alignment with your true self or not, whether those definitions and beliefs are what you prefer to believe or not. And in getting in touch with them that way, it is up to you, up to your free will, up to your ability to choose what definitions you believe are most true for you. And that will be the reality you will experience, because it all happens within you anyway.
Dog caught crying after he realized his owner gave him to the shelter and never came back. Ah, man. Ah, this ain't cool. Ah, yeah. No, this is
Someone
very
takes
sad.
a video of you in a public place, and if they do post it, do you have any legal rights to get it taken down?
Hey everybody, it's the internet's favorite lawyer, and this mom wants to know what the rules are about being filmed in public. And unfortunately, I hate to be the one that breaks it to you, you can't stop people from filming you in public. You have no reasonable expectations of privacy when you are out in public. Anytime that you are on a public street or a public sidewalk, or even a position where you can be seen from public, then you have no expectation of privacy. If I was to go over here and stand in front of this window and someone was to be outside filming me from the street making this TikTok, then they could do it and I couldn't stop them, even though I'm inside my own home, because I have no expectation of privacy from public. So if you're in a public space, anyone can film you for whatever reasons and whatever purposes. And generally speaking, they can do whatever they want with that footage. With very few exceptions, they can do what they want. So can they put you in a movie? Maybe. But can they put you on TikTok? Absolutely. Can they put your video on Instagram? Absolutely. Now I know what you're saying, but privacy and, right to my own publicity and things like that. Yes, you have these rights, but not necessarily when it comes to your interactions with other people in public.